Hi, sweetheart. This is what it usually looks in my studio. And this is the view I get to have outside my studio window. I know, totally spoiled. Okay, hi ladies, welcome back for week 4, our final week together on the mystery quilt. But before we get started, I want to give you a tip. This is a free lesson. It is worth what it cost you. You'll notice that I have blue tape. I think that painter's blue tape is the best stuff ever invented because it's great for quilting. You can use it to mark lines, to do all kinds of stuff. It doesn't leave residue on your fabric. That's one thing I like about it. It doesn't leave residue here either, and I can draw on it and make corrections. This stripe is actually used to keep my table from flipping out when I do that. But this stripe right here is very important. It's my center stripe. You can buy all kinds of fancy tools to tape on here to your, I say too much, to your plate, your sewing machine plate. But they cost money, and they're just, I don't like them. So anyway, this works well. So what I want you to do is take your machine and a straight edge. After you've taped on a piece of tape, take your machine and your straight edge and drop the needle down exactly on the 1/4 inch spot. Then drop the feet down and lift the needle up so you're not going to dull your needle. Then, to the very best of your ability, square up this ruler. And you're not squaring it up to the piece of tape because that's probably put on there straight, but the mechanics, the lines and the mechanics of your machine, those are probably pretty true. Then I want you to take a marker, something that's bold enough for you to see, but not one of those gel pens because they just smear. And mark down that line all the way down there. Then move your ruler over to the other side, put the 1/4 inch line right smack dab on top of that line that you did and mark the center line. And what you will have here is the first line to your reading from left to right. Your first line that you come to is the center, so that's the stitching line will actually appear there. This will be the 1/4 inch line, so between there should be exactly 1/4 inch, and it is magically. So those are just good marks for you to have on your machine. Okay, so now you have a whole bunch of these circles with big X's in the middle of them, and they still have this cut on them, and you're stressing out about that cut. Here's what we're going to do. The side that has the cut on it goes to the outside. There goes my alarm. Time to unlock the back gates. Okay, the side that has the slit in it, they go to the outside. So whatever side does not have the slice in it is the right side in this particular instance. And so you put those two together. The slit goes on the outside, and you want the quadrant, both the slit quadrants, to be matching together. Now you've got these wonderful little lines that we stitched, and we drew very carefully, and they are accurate and they line up perfectly. And you're going to stitch between here and here. You're going to just stitch a line directly across there. And I put my needle in the down position. Whoops, that did not work well. I put my needle in the down position and then slide my fabric up to it so that it's not going to cross, so that at that end over there it's not going to cross over this. It's going to be just right smack dab at the center. And then I'm going to line this end up with my center stitching line. And then I'm going to start sewing. And I'm not looking here. Here knows what to do all by itself. It's a very smart machine that you've paid a lot of money for, and it knows how to sew all by itself. Your eyes do not need to be there to help it that needle to go up and down. Instead, I want your eyes down here and holding this and making sure that it stays straight. This will stay straight and stitch true if this line down here is kept straight. Then just finish off. I do take my time with this. I really do take my time. I want it to be right. And you'll see and that's going to be the look that we're gaining, okay? So I'll tell you the next step in just a minute. But first off, join 2 pairs, depending on how many you have. Well, anyway, we'll talk. We'll talk. I'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back. Now you've got a whole bunch of these that you've pressed well and stitched all of them together in pairs. You just stitched a bunch of them together in pairs. And now we need to sew this down so that this raw edge is no longer an issue. And it really, you're going to love this. It gives such a great effect. So for whatever reason that is still yet to be determined, I have decided to do mine in bright orange. My original I did in just white, or whatever the neutral. I did it in white because my neutral was white, but you can choose to do it in anything you like. But what you do is just basically follow the pattern, the circle that is created by that flap that is bent over. And you just go around. Now, I'm going around slowly because I am using that silly old decorative stitch again. And I need to pivot. Don't pay attention to that. It wiggles all the time. I need to pivot and just go slowly. You know, I'm going to crank that speed down so it doesn't do that speed up thing. Anyway, so you go around. Just like this until you get to the end. Now it's a straight line so I can go faster. And before you attach any more to this, you want to do that. So I love the front. I love the pattern that this is creating for me on the back. And you can see when you get another one of these put here, it's going to give this little leaf pattern of quilting on the back, which I think is unique and beautiful. So I'll be right back with you. Now you've got a whole bunch of pairs of these with this sewn down, and now we're going to make them into 4 pairs. So you're just going to turn. I just did this the wrong way. You want to be sure to have your neutral side or whatever side did not have the slit on it, but anyway, how you want it to be is so that that flap continues to be on this side. So once that's established, that's established. Okay, so I'm going to pin this because I want this center to meet up just right. And then you've got the other marks where you're going to stitch to, and it's just a simple matter of stitching, needle in the down position. I still have that orange thread in there, but it doesn't make any difference for this part. So I'm going to stitch from here to here, and I'm going to swing this over so it lines up with that first line right there, the first to the left side line, the center line. And I'm just going to keep it at that place. Get this started. Keep it at that place, straight up. And then when I run out of that line, I'm going to aim for that join right there. And then I'm going to hold this one, get that pin out of there. Then I'm going to hold this one at that spot. Yep. And just keep on stitching right on down. So, make pairs like this, and while they're still small, stitch down these little petals. And I'll be right back, and then keep joining them together, keep joining them together, keep joining together until all the quilt is completely done. And you can see how you can make this quilt as big or as small as you want, because this is just an edge. It's going to be a nice, pretty scalloped edge. But it's just an edge that you can put more on and more on and more on until you get it done. More on? Whoa! Who's a moron? Not me. Okay, see you in a bit.